As with each of the videos in this series, I started with a landscape timber and I cut it into different sized pieces. Some small, closer to a square, they were like 4 inches high, some 6, some 8, and then some somewhere in between. For Frankenstein's face, I used 2 different greens. Fancy Farm Girl is in the middle, and the guys on either side of that are done in gypsy green. I'm not sure why I changed greens, but I did. I painted the block, but didn't worry about making it all the way to the top of the block because the black paint for the hair was going to cover that part anyway. I used the triangles on my stencil to try to create Frankenstein's hair with those points. It didn't work as well as I thought, so I switched to a paintbrush. For the hair, I used DIY paint in black velvet and a flat top artist brush that I got from Walmart. And then I made sure to change the angle of the brush as I made each little peak and valley in his hair. I took the flat brush and I set it at an angle like this and then painted. And when I say to vary the angle, I mean you can go a little bit more and paint. And each angle is going to give it a little more variety to make it look more natural. From the sides, I started working my way down lower, and then in the back it was at the lowest point. It's a bit of a Franken mullet. I used DIY paint and vintage linen to make his eyes. I used a small paintbrush, but I would have rather have had a Q-tip here. I used black velvet to make the pupils. Make sure your white is completely dry before doing that. I made his eyebrows with just one single black line. You can change his expression a little bit by bringing the ends of the line upward or downward. I used a tiny flat brush to make his mouth. I tried to use the stencil, but with the hand-painted eyes, it looked a little too perfect. I softened the stenciled mouth by hand-painting the stitches over it. And finally, I sealed each of the Frankensteins with DIY Paint's liquid patina. You can find all the paint and supplies that I've used here on my website at purplemonkeymanor.com. I'll leave the links for the other videos in this series down in the description of the Frankenstein video. Hit the subscribe button so that you'll know when the next video is coming out. Hit the notifications bell so that you won't miss the last 2 characters in our series. We have the cats and the mummies left to do still. Also, share with a friend who you think might be interested.